Could one say in general that wrong mental attitude is blocking the flow of the life force? For instance, when people resist yoga or become ill.
Yes, man is basically a mental creature, and therefore uh, it is through the mind that we can reduce the capacity of the body, we can reduce the capacity of the life force to do its job in the body, and we can also reduce the influence, prevent the influence of the soul on acting on the mind, and through that in our life. So mind, basically we are mental creatures, and therefore the mind can work both on the body and the life force, and can also block the soul. So in that sense, mind can be an obstacle. But then, since we are mental creatures, and it is the mind that has created in us also the aspiration to uh, go beyond where we are, the mind can also be a great collaborator, not just the mental or the intellectual part of the being, but also the emotional part of the being. Even that can become a great collaborator. In fact, the emotional part of the being can be a much stronger collaborator than the intellect, because the intellect can vacillate and weigh things, how difficult it will be, how long will it take, and so on. But once you are passionate about something, and that can happen also about the divine, then all those calculations go out, and one just takes the plunge. So that plunge is taken because of the emotional part of the being. So since we are primarily mental creatures, the mind can be a great collaborator, including the emotional part of the being, including the vital. That's what And vital, Sri Aurobindo has used for both the life force and also for this emotional part of the being, because the two are associated. One is creating one aspect, that is the life force. Just the pure life force is creating the capacity to live, and on the other hand, the emotional part of the being, that part of the vital, is creating the urge to live. But then in human beings, it goes beyond the urge to live. It also creates the urge to go beyond where we are, the urge to be one with the divine. So that also comes from the vital. So the vital can have that inner aspect, that inner vital, which is illumined by the soul, in which that barrier between the mind and the soul has disappeared. And then the mind uh, turns with great passion and intensity to the divine. And then, of course, the rational part of the being, the intellect, easily falls in line, because uh, it is basically the emotions that rule us.